Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Oregon versus UCLA college basketball matchup on Saturday, December 30th, 2023. If you like our free picks that we do every day at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks. Just head on over to Pickdawgz and, of course, use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. These are not available at the website. These are meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, text the number that you see on the screen. That's the only way to get those packages. But let's get to this one. We've got Oregon taking on UCLA. Oregon coming in at 9-3. UCLA leveling their record at 6-6 with the win over Oregon State on Thursday night. You know, UCLA has certainly played a tough schedule, and it's been a rebuilding year for Mick Cronin's team. You know, in that game against Oregon State, we saw a lot of character out of UCLA as they trailed in the first half and then were able to pull away in the second half and, you know, got the lead to double digits and then kind of hung on for dear life for the cover there at the end of that game. Meanwhile, Oregon, Dana Altman, this guy simply knows how to win at home, and I mentioned it many times on the live show. The worst loss I've ever taken as a sports bettor was betting against Oregon at home in college hoops against Arizona a few years back, and I tell you what, I learned my lesson about betting against Oregon in Oregon with Altman coaching. It is pretty much a train wreck. So what you got to do is you got to just look at this game from a very high level and you say, well, does UCLA have any chance at all of going into Eugene and covering against the Ducks? And, well, we'll just go under the hood here as Oregon is a perfect 7-0 straight up at home, 6-1 against the number, 7-3 in their last 10 overall. Meanwhile, UCLA just 4-6 in their last 10 and 1-1 in their road games and 1-1 against the number after that cover in Corvallis on Thursday. You know, we saw that UCLA prior to that had lost to Ohio State, Villanova, Maryland. So all these step-up games, all these step-up spots, Gonzaga, that game was in Honolulu. UCLA was unable to do it. And I think that there's plenty of talent on this UCLA team. It might just take some time for them to put it together. When we look at Oregon, they took that 20-point loss at Syracuse, but at the same time, you know, on Thursday night, they beat up on USC 82-74, and that final score really not indicative as to how one-sided that game actually was. USC was never inside the number, and while they did make a late run to try and get it close, Oregon just simply slammed the door shut on them. And we know that Altman certainly works the transfer portal. He has a solid defense. UCLA struggling shooting the basketball this season, you know, shooting just 42% from the floor. They have played against a tough competition, and of course the Bruins can D it up with anybody. And Oregon's offense, certainly nothing to write home about. But at home, they are just a different animal. I got to tell you, it's just tough for me to go against Oregon at home because even that loss as many years ago as it was, my worst loss as a professional gambler, I got to tell you, it still leaves a mark. I'm going to take Oregon, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and it'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.